You may be wondering why I've got such a big smile on my face right now. Well, I just had a very productive visit to Toys R Us. Now, suffice to say that anyone watching this who grew up in the 90s, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to recognize this music. Yes, I just scored the brand new, the just released, brand spanking new Bandai Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Legacy Dragon Dagger. Boom! I am super hyped. I grew up with the Power Rangers. The show started when I was about 13, and I got into it largely because I missed the Transformers. It wasn't really on at the time, and I got hooked because of the Zords primarily. I love watching the big robot action. But the show, for as cheaply made as it was, and as silly as it was dramatically compelling and a lot of fun, especially when they introduced the Green Ranger, Tommy, everybody's favorite. And I can't deny, I've got a huge man crush on Tommy. How can I argue? That green costume was so cool. He was such a brooding badass. And that 5-part story arc where they introduced him, that was the first time where Power Rangers really went dark. And it really did it well. And I'm probably going to watch that miniseries on Netflix as soon as I finish this review. But we're going to take a look at our brand new Dragon Dagger. I'm not going to linger for very long on the box because that's not why you're here. All I'm going to say is that it's the same style as the previous Legacy releases. Very dramatic picture of Green Ranger here, and of course the Dragon Zord on the top. Backside, it's all in trilingual, so you got your English, your French, and your Spanish. I don't know if the American release is going to be all in English, but this being the Canadian release naturally is in 3 languages. So you've got some information about the history of the Power Rangers, a nice big diagram of the Dragon Dagger itself, and some call-outs about how it's made of die-cast and plays music, and it's plated in 24 karat gold. So let's open her up and see what we got. That is a hell of a thing. As I said, I grew up with the Power Rangers, but I didn't have a lot of the toys. I had a few of the Zords, but I never had any of the, quote, prop replicas. So I never had one of the Power Blasters or any of the Power Morphers or the vintage Dragon Dagger. But from what I understand, all of them were made for kids, for child-sized hands. So they were, maybe 75% of the proper scale that they would be, for the real accurate show prop. This does not suffer from that little problem. This is a full-sized, probably as accurate as you're ever going to see replica of the actual prop as it appeared on the show. It's, I would say, probably about 15 to 16 inches long. This thing it's no slouch. This thing is pretty big. And very, very detailed. Let's take a quick peek. That you can see the dragon coin there. All of the this is a die-cast piece, so all of the etching behind it is very, very nicely done. I kind of wish maybe they'd done a black wash on it to make it look a little bit old, but I can't really fault them for not. I mean, it looks fantastic regardless, and it's very, very solid. The other side, this one is simply gold-plated plastic, but it also is the housing for the speaker. You can see there's the slots behind it, so the sound can get out. All of the gold-colored tubing around the body is all die-cast metal. The forward shaft is all die-cast metal. The power switch is die-cast metal. and the aforementioned dragon coin. The rear end cap, the handle, the housing here, and all of the buttons are all plastic, however. Now, this does have an electronic function. First of all, you power it up, a little switch, and you can see it was right there, and each button makes a different sound. So you got your standard, fight sound effects, your whooshes and your clangs. However, if you press the mouthpiece down and press those buttons again, and then to cancel the sound, you just press the mouthpiece again. The theme music plays for, I would say, probably about 15 seconds. It doesn't play the whole song. But the sound quality is a lot better than it was on the Legacy Power Morphers, which I don't have the Dragon version. I don't have the Tommy version of it. But I do have the standard silver version with the 5 power coins, and the sound quality on it wasn't great. But nevertheless, it was a fun toy to have, and I'm glad that I do have it. But this knocks it out of the park. It's got some good weight to it. That die cast gives it some real heft. That was totally not intentional. The buttons are rather easy to hit. But the blade itself is all kind of a rubbery, vinyl-ish plastic. So you don't have to worry too much about your kids getting their hands on this and stabbing each other with it, so it's not going to break the skin or hurt anybody. But it's realistically, I'm calling this a prop replica. This is not a toy. Based on the price alone, this was $80 at Toys R Us. That's $80 Canadian. I don't know what the American retail price is, but the Power Morphers were all consistently $10 more in the States than they are in Canada. So don't be too surprised if you start seeing these on the shelves for $90. Don't quote me on that. I don't know all the facts. But from what I understand, they're expecting a more limited production run on these. So based on that, the cost goes up somewhat, and also the gold plating really drags the price up quite a lot as well. Because this is genuine 24 karat gold. This isn't just like some cheap, plastic or nickel plating that's just made to look gold. This is genuine gold. So they threw a lot of money into the budget to manufacture these. So hence why the price is so significant. Who couldn't be excited by this thing? This thing's rad. I'll admit I am biased because I loved Tommy. I loved the Green Ranger. I loved that era of Power Rangers. It just wasn't the same when Tommy went away, when the White Ranger was introduced. Because that green costume is just so cool. That green chest shield. But this, getting back to this. Is it worth the $80 or $90 that you're going to have to pay? Well, that depends entirely on how much you did or did not love the Green Ranger. Now, Toys R Us has sales on their Power Rangers role-playing stuff, at least here in Canada, about every 5 or 6 weeks. So if you want to take the gamble that you might be able to find one of these in stores for as much as 30% off, by all means do so. If you're willing to miss your chance to pick one up at all because you want to get one on sale, by all means do so. But from what I understand, these are going to be fairly limited. They're not going to make nearly as many of these as they did of the standard Legacy Morpher or the Legacy Megazord, because frankly they're still kind of clogging shelves here and there. So if you're willing to take that chance, by all means do so. But if you don't want to risk it, I would recommend, if you're enough of a fan, if you love this weapon, if you love the Green Ranger enough, if you see one, grab it, because you may not get another chance. And then there's always the possibility, if you do find one on sale, you might be able to exploit a loophole and buy another one and then return it for full price after the sale is over. I've done that. Hang on to your receipt. I do not advocate or condone that because it is kind of fraud. I'm just saying that it's something that you can do. So that is my thoughts on the Legacy Dragon Dagger. I'm happy that I bought it. I think it's worth the $80 in spite of the fact that I really can't afford it right now. I just think it's super cool, and when I saw it on the shelf, I didn't even hesitate. I just grabbed it, and that was when I thought they were going to be $90. So imagine my surprise when I went to the counter and it was $10 cheaper. So yeah, I think I'm glad I got it. This is going to go right on my Power Rangers shelf with my other figures and other Ranger stuff. And if you feel the same way about it, or if you feel positive about having one of these, I like it a lot. That's my 2 cents. So thanks everyone out there for watching, and happy collecting.